balance. Governing the colonies, the American experience. Although colonial leaders attempted in many ways to recreate British-style institutions, government in America was decidedly different. Royal governors appointed by the Crown to oversee colonial affairs had a great deal of power. Governor's Council appointed by the Board of Trade did not represent a distinct class of people in the colony, and legislative assemblies elected by the people rose to great prominence in the colonies. Though colonial governments were not democracies, the power to expel legislators who misbehaved was always present, acting as a check on their actions. Colonial assemblies. Often aggressive in asserting rights and power, the colonial assemblies viewed their mission as protecting the rights of American colonists. They tolerated little criticism and saw any action taken against their bodies as actions taken against the colonists. Century of Imperial Wars. A number of wars, the result of the imperial ambitions of Britain and France, occurred in the colonies for the mastery of North America. In these wars, the scope and charter of the colonist participation changed dramatically as the 18th century progressed. King William's and Queen Anne's Wars. Although these wars resulted in little change in territorial control, both sides, as well as the colonists, realized the enormous stakes in their rivalry for control of North America. Native Americans greatly suffered as they were swept up in the undeclared warfare that continued on the American frontier after the formal ends of these two wars. King George's War and its aftermath. This war revealed the capability of American colonial forces in waging war against the French, as well as colonial desire to gain complete control of the West. The treaty that ended this war proved to be the disappointment to the colonists as the French were not removed from the continent. The imperial struggle spread to the Ohio Valley by the 1750s in undeclared warfare. Albany Congress and Braddock's defeat. Although the colonial assemblies failed to accept it, Benjamin Franklin proposed a most ambitious plan for common colonial defense and Western expansion. In an attempt to stop French expansion, British General Braddock led an unorganized and failed attempt to seize control of the Ohio River Valley by attempting to take Fort Duquesne from the French. The 7 Years' War. After Braddock's defeat, George III officially declared war on the French, and finally, between 1756 and 1760, the showdown for North American supremacy was staged. The British were overwhelmingly triumphant, largely owing to the efforts of William Pitt in London and their strength of numbers in America. The war left Britain with an empire that expanded around the globe. Perceptions of war. As a result of the 7 Years' War, the American colonists became aware of their part in a great empire, but they also gained an intimate sense of what America had become. The war also pointed out some potential problems and conflicts between England and the colonies. Most colonial Americans enthusiastically identified with and supported the British Empire, rejoicing at being equal partners in this great imperial empire. Though they perceived themselves as not quite British, they did not foresee that the British did not perceive them as brothers.